Hey everyone, welcome back to My Rising Rose, where we expand ourselves into the greater cosmic part of us and do so while remaining grounded and ordinary in our humanity. I've been going through quite a few spiritual shifts recently that's coincided with channeling the dragon Ishmeal in the Group 1 Dragon Medicine program. And Dragon Ishmeal is the violet crown chakra dragon of the Rising Rose, and he's the dragon that I had channeled the least. I hadn't really connected with him much, and I wasn't fully sure why. Reflecting back on it now, I can see that I've been afraid of him, and that fear has been like a fear of letting go, like a fear of really releasing my attachments to my ego, which he's very good at helping with. But if we're afraid of letting go of our ego, then it can be a frightening thing to really allow that to take place. But through channeling him in dragon medicine, I'm seeing that actually, like, the place that he wants to take us to is a good place. And we're all really carrying these burdens around with us. It's like our minds are constantly being dragged down, and we're filled with worry, and we're trying to control life. And our worry kind of hypnotizes us into thinking that if we only can control everything, if we only do everything that our worry tells us, if we only feel the way that our worry makes us feel, somehow we will be safe and peaceful and happy. And more I'm seeing that isn't true, and that actually the whole mechanism of worrying is a kind of illusion, because what's really happening is the past is projecting itself into the future. So past unresolved wounds are projecting themselves through worry into the future. But what I'm seeing is that that whole process is imaginary. Like, I am imagining worry. Like, I am imagining the possibility of bad things happening. It's like, it's not actually happening. It's entirely theoretical. And seeing that is really liberating, because as I see it, then I just automatically stop paying much interest in it. And as a result of that, one of the things that's happening is that mechanism itself is like just disappearing for periods of time. It's like I wouldn't even know how to worry or kind of create these illusions about the future or whatever. Like the need to do that just kind of evaporating for a period of time, and then it coming back. But there's been these significant shifts, and I think Ishmeal has played a huge part in that. But I also think a close friend of mine who we're likely going to be recording some conversations soon, he's been helping me to see this as well. So with a bit of luck, we'll have those conversations recorded soon, and I'll be able to share them with you. But today I wanted to channel Ishmeal for you because it just feels like his energy is very present. But before I do, just a little bit of housekeeping. So Dragon Medicine Group 2 is moving into the upper chakra dragons on the 4th of February. And you'll be able to sign up for that until the 11th of February. And And we begin with Ishmeal. So we start with the violet crown chakra dragon at the rising rose. So if what you're hearing here is resonating with you, then it's probably worth checking it out, seeing if it's for you. I suspect, because of the way that energies work, that some of you listening to this, it'll be like the right time for you. Much like it's been the right time for me when this stuff has started coming to me. I think we can kind of move through the spiritual process quite a lot, and then perhaps quite suddenly it can just be time to do this stage, which I see as like kind of more of a traditional stage. Like when I first got into spirituality, the main guy that I was following was Eckhart Tolle, and I think what happened for him was like that mechanism that I was just talking about. I think for him it just kind of blew out like overnight, and then he had like kind of journey of integrating that afterwards. But it's pretty rare that happens. I think maybe Ramana Maharshi is another example of someone where it happened very, very quickly like that. Generally it's more of a slower thing. And I think for me it's just kind of, it's coming in not right now, and for some of you it will too. And I know that I've been helped a lot by that with Ishmeal. So if this resonates, then check out Dragon Medicine Group 2. It's up on the website, and the links in the description below. So you might be able to tell I'm kind of going into quite a still place inside of myself just from talking. And I don't really have more to say, so I'm just going to channel Ishmeal for you now. Yanalayun. Ayuni. Yoni. Ayuni. Just taking a moment to tune myself in. Ishmeal. Ishmeal. I am Ishmeal. Violet crown chakra dragon at the rising rose, part of the crown chakra of the cosmos. That's quite a big thing to say, crown chakra of the cosmos. That's something that's very easily brushed over. Like, oh, that sounds interesting. What's next? But let's just focus in a second on that crown chakra of the cosmos. So my body has a crown chakra, this world has a crown chakra, and this cosmos has a crown chakra. Well, kind of massive when you think about it, because there's very real world implications for that. If that is true, if your body and the world and the cosmos all have a crown chakra, then you can see that your body, the crown chakra of your body, is held by the crown chakra of this world, because the world is like the greater part of you. And then if the world has a crown chakra, then the world's crown chakra is held by the cosmos, because the cosmos is the greater part of the world. And one of the reasons why this is an important thing to talk about is because that means that your crown chakra is supported. It's effortlessly supported by something greater and wiser than itself, which means that it isn't in control. Your crown chakra is not in control of its own opening or the way that energy flows through it. The crown itself does not control those things. It simply flows with that greater thing. Flows with the crown chakra of the earth, just as the earth flows with the crown chakra of the cosmos. I say this because letting go of control is such an important step, and the one that should not be confused with the pushing away of responsibility, which is a completely different thing. The letting go of control that I'm talking about has nothing to do with doing nothing. I'm talking about letting go of control in the sense that you allow life to flow perfectly as it is, including through your own sense of responsibility and through your own actions. But you basically surrender your own personal will to the greater will. You could say to the will of the world, or to the will of the cosmos, or the will of the divine, whatever it may be. You just let it all go. And then you just allow yourself to be flowed. The great advantage of this is that when you act in such a way, the greater part of you deals with the problems of your life, rather than you. Your own detached, egoic identity is very weak. It has very little capacity to deal with the problems that it constantly tortures itself with. Whereas the greater parts of you are very capable of handling these problems. You know, the world holds them all. The world holds your body and all the pains and tensions of your body, as well as all the joy and relaxation. The world is already holding your body. So why not let the world deal with those things? Why not allow your body to be held by the world, instead of creating this fantasy world where you believe that your body needs to hold itself? Some of what I'm saying to you, you'll be in denial about. And much of what I'm pointing to is subconscious. I'm not saying that you know that you're doing this. I'm talking about something quite subtle. But when seen, it can be seen for the kind of madness that it is. And when it's seen as madness, a new sanity dawns. And you can rest. Jack's in the process of that. Some of you will be in the process of that. For some of you, this is something that will be beginning for you in the future. It's good to get a sense of it. Even if you can't really understand my words, and please don't try too hard to understand them. I'm not really talking to your mind. In fact, I'm kind of doing the opposite in a way. I'm speaking to you, the true you that shines in the absence of the mind. Let's take a moment just to be in silence. As we sit together like this, the key is just to allow it to be. Don't have to think. Don't have to try and figure anything out. What I'm doing is sending you a transmission. It's an energetic transmission shining through this video, which is a reminder to you of the true light within you. So see if you can feel that. The goal here is to feel that. You might feel energy moving through your body, things shifting. Things might just become quite quiet. If you kind of notice that, you might notice that it's like something isn't there anymore. You might even not be very sure what exactly it is. But just notice that something has gone. And if you feel any kind of need to control anything, you can just allow that to be there, let it in. You can let it go. There's nothing to control here. You don't even need to control whether or not you're controlling. Everything just is. I'd like to stay here with you longer, but Jack's going to be doing another channeling later today, and I want to be respectful of his energy, because it does take a toll when I come through and when the other beings come through. And it's wonderful because we get to accelerate your progress. And that's really a beautiful thing. But on the downside, well, his body is going through a shift because of this. It's literally changing the DNA in his body. So his body needs to rest, and I don't want to push him too far. So, thank you for coming and being here. And I hope that you can realize that control is an illusion. It's not even real. And you don't